you something really big is coming. Something really, really big, like Great Depression big. And all I hear from Christians, which I am one, is God is going to take care of me. Friends and family, did you guys know that before Noah's flood, that it had never rained on the earth before? Not from the sky. Ever. Not once had it rained from the sky. God went to Noah and said, I need you to build an ark because it's fixing to rain. So when Noah started telling everybody, hey guys, it's fixing to rain, people laughed at him. They laughed at Noah. Could you imagine had Noah not built the ark? You want to participate in eating the bread that someone else baked. But baby, when the little red hen said, hey, do you want some bread? Everybody said yes. But when it was time for her to plant the wheat, nobody wanted to be bothered. When it was time for her to harvest the wheat, nobody wanted to be bothered. When it was time to walk it to be ground to flour, nobody wanted to go. When it was time to milk the cow, everybody was too tired. Time to churn the butter, it was too much work. But when that went into the oven and she opened her window and everybody smelt her bread baking on the air, lo and behold, everybody wanted a piece of that. By the way, just an FYI, hungry people can smell food just like animals can from a mile away. So you got to figure out a way to dampen the smell when you're cooking, and food is scarce.
So I shared that clip because I want you to understand something is coming. And when I say something is coming, to the people that get in the comments and say, well, you never say what's coming. Well, you need to be watching the full video if you really want to know what's coming. And you need to pay attention and use your discernment because something is coming. And how she's saying she won't help you, she'll turn you away, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to do the same because they are stockpiling for their families. And they're warning people in the process. They're not just doing it in secret. They're saying, hey, I'm stocking up. You should be stocking up. Pay attention to this, this, and this. And people refuse to do it. They want to wait until the panic hits and then they run out and then it is gone. But what we're not realizing is the economy we in right this minute, it sucks. It really sucks. The Strait of Hormuz is not open. Oil is not flowing. Farmers are not growing as much as they used to or at all. So therefore, many stores are going to run short. Not empty, but low on goods. And the goods that are going to be there are going to be so expensive that you're not even going to be able to afford it. There are some countries right now walking into the grocery store and there is nothing there in Australia. There are some countries dealing with famine right now. So when I say the Bible is coming to life and is alive, it's always been alive, but in these last days, it's ringing true.
Guys, but the cost of living in Australia is actually cooked. Like, have a look at this. $10 for 3 liters of milk. Now, when I was bulking, I was having 2 liters a day. So that's about $50 on just milk. And if you don't believe me, bro, let me show you another example. Look at this, $36 for a little box of chocolates. Say you want to buy your grandma a nice box of chocolates, $36.
Nations will rise against nations, earthquakes, famines, all those things we are going to see. We're going to see unspeakable things, people doing ungodly things to each other. I just saw people fighting on the White House lawn. You seeing death and destruction, desolation of the land. We are truly living in the end times right now.
Impressive natural display. The Kilauea volcano is located in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park.
I've never seen anything like that.
I know.
Or heard about anything.
So I think you need to see this. I spoke about this a while ago, letting you guys know that this was something that was in the works for. The patent had been done by Wells Fargo Bank. And it's not just going to be Wells Fargo that's doing it, but Wells Fargo has the patent on it. Well, it's now been signed by our president, and this is what they're going to use against us. So you won't be able to buy or sell. So when I tell you that we are in the end times and I'm showing you these things, it's not just because I'm trying to spread fear. I'm letting you know that they're getting things in place for the return of Jesus Christ. They're setting up bunkers. They're changing the way you would normally buy over to digital. This is the new world we're going to be living in. And if you're not going to be a part of it, then you won't be able to function in it. So what you do now until Christ returns does matter if you want to continue to survive as well as you possibly can. So I have some clips in here to renew for people who may not know about what smart dust is, and the fact that it's not just them cloud seeding and putting chemtrails in the sky and chemicals and whatnot. I believe, I don't have proof, but I believe, and this is all educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only, that it could be this stardust that they are releasing into the atmosphere, things that can read your biology. DNA is big when it comes to demonic things, and this is a part of it. So check this out, let me know what you think, and protect yourself. There are people who are actually taking their money out of the bank. I'm not telling you to do that. You do what you feel necessary to do. But there are a few people that bank with Wells Fargo and they say, hey, we are going to take our money out if this is what you're going to do, you know, in order for you to pay a bill or do any kind of money transfer or any transaction. They're going to send this stardust out to verify who you are. And it's so small, you can't see it. That's why it's called dust. The movie's been telling us about it for a long time. We just haven't been paying attention.
What if I told you that in the near future, in order to pay for something through your bank, small, tiny airborne particles will swarm around you to read your biometric data in order to authenticate that payment? People are going to say this is a conspiracy theory, but here's the United States patent filed by Wells Fargo in 2022, and this invention is called smart dust. Here's the summary from the filed patent. You can read this for yourself, but smart dust is a system of small micro-electromechanical systems devices that can have sensors that collect data and transfer it to a base station device. These devices are small enough that they can be suspended in the air, and they can do facial recognition, get your height, your weight, your blood pressure, your eyes. They take that information, go back to the user profile, make sure it's you, and then they authenticate the payment. And less than a week ago, Trump signed an executive order that will require Americans to release their biometric data or lose their bank accounts. Of course, they will tell you that this is all for your security. Smart dust was originally a military concept. Now it's going to be used as your wallet. What could go wrong? Well, this technology is insane because sure, it can be used to authenticate your payment, but it could also be used to surveil every single person in the world without them even knowing. I know Trump said no to central bank digital currencies, but don't you think that smart dust is worse?
Let's see. So ever since we've had this fog show up all around the world, people have been experiencing some strange things. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I have ChatGPT here. See, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How can I help?
Explain to me with a little bit of detail what smart dust is.
Smart dust consists of tiny wireless sensors, each as small as a grain of sand. These sensors can detect and measure environmental conditions, such as temperature, light, vibration, or chemicals. They communicate wirelessly and can work together to gather and transmit data, often in real time. This makes them useful for applications in fields like environmental monitoring, industrial automation, and even military surveillance.
So if the military wanted to use this to collect data from civilians or anything they really wanted, they could do that?
So the XAI data center or supercomputer center training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days, which is the fastest that anyone has ever gotten a supercomputer to train.
And is that in that new building off the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no.
That's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, kidding. No kidding. Yeah.
Y'all, we gotta stop laughing off when Elon Musk say stuff. People do that all the time. When Elon Musk say stuff, when Bill Gates say stuff, people laugh it off. These people are telling us what they are doing, and we think they're just playing around. And we're just gonna be trapped in their Game of Thrones that they're playing here with us. This is not funny at all. These people are making decisions because they feel they can. Elon Musk is the wealthiest person on this planet when it comes to finances, that is. He is now a trillionaire. No one else is on that level with him. And we're sitting here laughing at him and the stuff that he says as if it is a joke. We laughed at him talking about, I can control your brain and all this and that. And then what happened? Now he has something that can go into your brain that can control your thoughts, make you be a different person. They're using this on prisoners right now.
You're not going to be human anymore.
So you think that they're wanting to merge humans with technology?
Yes, in fact, Musk he says it all the time. He's not the only one. We are already cyborgs. Cyborg is emerging with man and technology.
So I think I read somewhere, and you can probably elaborate on this, where they drilled into someone's brain some form of technology where this person, Neurolink, could control things without saying anything or moving anything. So this is already happening, right?
Yeah, it's already been approved by the U.S. government, Medical Association for Musk's Neurolink. And he freely admits, on the front they say, well, this is going to allow people who are blind who can see again. Not against that per se. People who can't walk, they can walk again. I'm not against that per se. But the premise is that will allow them to connect your brain to a computer and AI. Now, they're not telling you the downside of that.
Yeah.
The downside of that is they will have direct access to your thoughts.
Which is all about control.
Control, because I also have this on video. This is not a conspiracy. Once they get access to your brain, to your very thought life, which is really the last frontier of privacy, you give that up, it's game over, and that's what they want. But they said that they can not just monitor your thoughts. Watch this. They could delete your thoughts. And they're actually promoting that as a good thing. Watch this. You know why? PTSD or depression. Wouldn't you like it if you just get this brain chip? Then we could just go in there and find that bad memory that you just can't stop thinking about, making you depressed, or your deep PTSD, you're freaking out over that horrible scenario. We'll delete it. Yeah, what else are you going to delete? Once you give them access, it's that. The other thing is, I kid you not, they say that we could also insert thoughts. And you will think that's your thoughts.
It's so wild to think about that and the ethical implications and how.
What I'm about to show you, listen, they are planning this for inmates, but I can see them using this technology on those of us who don't want to follow their rules, who don't agree to the mark, forehead, right hand, and implanting memories in our brain, erasing memories from our brains, taking away the essence of who God has created us to be. They're starting with inmates, but I think there's a bigger picture to all of this. You're gonna need to use your discernment when you watch this next clip. Sorry if this video is a little bit longer than I planned it to be, but I hope that it is informing you, making you aware of what's going on. If you have family members in jail right now, talk to them and let them know what is happening. You know, ask them where they are with their walk with Christ, and let them know things not to do so they're not separated for life from Christ when he returns. I have a family member that just went to jail, and they're offering an ankle monitor to him. And okay, ankle monitor, that's one thing. But what happens when they say, okay, well, we have this new technology, we want to offer you this. So I did let him know and make it aware to him that this is what's out there, and him just now accepting Christ into his heart and believing and following. Hopefully he stays on that path when he does get out, but do not accept these things because they are separating you from God. Satan's role is to get as many as he can before Christ returns.
Welcome to Cognify, a facility designed to treat criminals like patients. Instead of spending years in an actual prison cell, prisoners could finish their sentence here in just a few minutes. Cognify could someday create and implant artificial memories directly into the prisoner's brain. These complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are created in real time using AI-generated content. Depending on the seriousness of the subject's crime and their sentence, the memories could be tailored to the rehabilitation needs of each subject. The artificial memories implanted by Cognify would be seamlessly incorporated into the existing neural networks of the brain, preventing cognitive dissonance and ensuring the subject experiences the memories as if they were real. The Cognify concept offers a new approach to criminal rehabilitation, transforming how society deals with offenders by focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment. First, the prisoner is given a choice, either spending tens of years in a prison cell or seeking fast-track rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation. If the prisoner chooses to undergo fast-track rehabilitation, the Cognify device is used. Next, the prisoner undergoes high-resolution brain scanning to create a detailed map of their neural pathways. This brain map helps guide the Cognify device to target specific brain regions responsible for memory, reasoning, and logical thinking, such as the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, parietal lobe, and anterior cingulate cortex. Once the target brain regions are identified, Cognify is then placed around the head of the prisoner. The intensity and the type of artificial memories is then adjusted depending on the crime.
This is not alleged. This stuff is truly, truly happening. We are in a demonic realm right now. And if we don't wake up, we are going to be swallowed whole by the demons, by the dragons. We are going to be swallowed whole. And you can't say no one is warning you. I have been warning you. Other people have been warning you. But that only goes so far before they stop us from telling any of this stuff. Right now, they don't care to a certain degree because they're saying it out of their own mouths. And they feel like, well, we've pushed enough AI. No one's going to believe the things that they're seeing. No one's going to believe this outrageous stuff that they're hearing. And this stuff sounds so crazy. The stuff that I'm saying to you, it makes you go, are they really doing all this? But then you see the fruits of their labor. Okay, so we are to judge people off of that. And that alone, what they are showing you, not just what they are verbally saying, they are showing you what they are doing and the new world that they're ushering in. All the signs and symbols and theatrics, the sacrifices that are being made to usher in their antichrist, our new God. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all got to wake up before it is too late. I'm trying to wake up my family, but look, I get pushed back on that, so I get it. And I'm not going to overwhelm anybody with it. It's up for them to seek that knowledge for themselves while it's available for you to get. So you can always check against anything that I'm sharing with you.
They told us a lot in 2009.
Same nanotechnology that they introduced to us during the 2020 situation with the swabs that they made go all the way up dang on near to our brain, because there's only a thin line between our brain and our nasal cavity. And if you put that up there, and I showed y'all the video on that, I will link it for you guys, because what I'm telling you is these are not just movies we are seeing. These are things they're giving us, their game plan. They have to. That's what the demonic realm does. They tell you what they're doing. It's up for people to use their discernment whether or not this is real or if this is fake. This video to incite any fear. I don't want anybody to think that, but people are going to believe what they want to believe, and that's fine. But this video is like if a storm is coming. I heard this lady say this. She said, you don't tell people to take their umbrella because there's no storm. You don't tell them, you tell them to take their umbrella because you're warning them a storm is coming. A storm is coming, y'all. The storm is really already here. It's just not out there everywhere for everyone to visually see it. You got to really seek this information. They're not hiding it. It is there. Do the research yourself if you don't believe what I'm saying. But what I'm saying also is we have to cover ourselves by the blood of Jesus. We're going to have to pray and fast in order to cover ourselves, cover our families. Even if they're not praying about it, we got to pray for them. We have to pray for our neighbors and stuff, because it's going to affect everybody. This whole situation is out of control, and they're not trying to rein it in. They're just hyping it up even more. They want all of this to happen. They do not care. They tell us out of their mouth they don't care that a lot of people are struggling right now. They don't care about the gas prices. They don't care about the food prices. They don't care about any of that. So, I gotta go. See you in the next video. Now, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit the hype button. Share out the video if you choose to. But hit the like and hype button. if the hype button comes up for you. Leave your comments down below. And be mindful in the comments. Don't be rude to anybody, and especially don't be rude to me, because I will not argue